Welcome back to Apathetic Reviews. Oh, he surely doesn't care, does he? This video is rated mature. Hey guys, welcome back to Apathetic Reviews. It's been a while, right? This is the show where I could just ramble on about things, but it's been a while since I've rambled on about things, so I'm gonna change that today. So today I watched Wicked for Good. Is it any good? Let's see. So I just want to preface this by saying that I really do like the first Wicked movie. I didn't do a review on it because I was under the impression that I was still going to be doing that Everything I Watched in 2024 video, which was going to have my Wicked review in it, but then I ended up not making that video whatsoever. So basically, my opinions on the first Wicked movie is, it's good. I really like it, and the music is super fun, and I'm glad that it's like a good movie musical, because literally, like almost every single other movie musical, from Dear Evan Hansen to Cats to fucking Les Miserables to Mean Girls 2024, which I hate so much, it's like terrible. So the fact that Wicked is so good as a movie musical is, awesome, and I like that. But anyway, Wicked for Good is a bit of a disappointment, a bit of a letdown, I have to say. Now, obviously, like, the second act of the Wicked musical is not very well written anyway, and it's widely regarded as a very weak part. It's like the weakest part of the entire story, which I get, but I was hoping with like an extended runtime that they were going to fix some of those issues, but they did not. What are some of those issues? I'll try to remember them at the top of my head, but it's been like an hour or two since I watched the movie. Okay, positives first. Ariana Grande is fantastic as Glinda. Cynthia Erivo is fantastic as Elphaba. Goes without saying, but like Glinda especially, she gets way more to do in this movie. And I really do buy the relationship, like the best friendship, possibly romantic, that Glinda and Elphaba have with each other. The fact that, like, I teared up a little bit at the end of For Good, and then during that closet scene. Like, that was very sweet and wonderful. Another positive is I think that the editing and the lighting and the overall visual presentation of the film is a lot better than the first movie. The first movie had like terrible lighting and terrible color grading. Everything was like very muddled. But I think they fixed this. They fixed it a little bit for this movie, and I didn't notice any like glaring issues with this movie. So that was good. There's a couple scenes where I'm like, the lighting is very dark and I can't really see characters' faces, but it's fine. I really like Jeff Goldblum. I don't care what anybody says. I think he's very fun, and I totally, I can see the vision. He's a very fun character, and I like Jeff Goldblum, and I feel like he walks on set and just improvises, and it's just really funny, and I like it. The makeup and the set design is fucking insane. They have the Tin Man and the Scarecrow, and I gotta say, both of those characters look, oh my god, like that is some amazing prosthetic work and amazing makeup work. Like that, it's just, oh my god, it's so good. Spoilers, by the way, going forward, because I'm going to spoil a lot. Let's get into the negatives. The songs are not really all that fun. I gotta say, For Good is, I just don't see the hype. I'm sorry. Like, it's very sweet near the end, and the vocals are great. However, the song itself is very, very bland to me. Maybe that's because all the choreography in this movie sucks. There's only technically two. There's only two songs that have like interesting choreography. The Wonderful song and then the No Good Deed Goes Unpunished song. Like, those actually have interesting things going on screen. But every other song pretty much just has the camera spin around a character or like follow a character as they're walking. It's very bland and like not memorable in the slightest. So that made the music worse. But again, the music in general is just kind of not great. Nothing's memorable besides the No Good Deed and For Good and Wonderful. Like, they're just, the music is just not all that great. Another big thing was just like, again, the second act of Wicked is much weaker, and a lot of those issues are kind of in this movie. Like, they stretch out a lot, and they do get to, with a stretched out runtime, you do get to focus on character relationships a lot more, which is great for Elphaba and Glinda's relationship, and then I totally buy it. But then that also means that, plot holes arrive, like, okay, let's think about the context of Wizard of Oz for a second here. And I know, like, there's a whole weird thing about, like, oh, is this, like, the actual movie version, or is this just the book version? If they were trying to make it the book version, then I think they failed, because they really have tied this to the MGM version. Like, I don't care if, like, the shoes aren't red. That's not the only thing that the MGM version has. The MGM version also has, like, all the music stuff and whatever, and they do a bunch of riffs and references to the MGM movie version, and the visual language of the film very much ties in to that MGM version. So people saying, like, oh no, it's based off, like, the book's lore, so, like, we can forget about the fact that, Fiyero, who's technically the Scarecrow, is, I guess, seemingly, like, is he, like, ignorant when he's hanging out with Oz? Like, when he's with, like, when he's hanging out with Dorothy, is he dumb? Like, what happened there? Did he tell, like, in this movie's version of Wizard of Oz, is Fiyero being silly and goofy with Dorothy, like in The Wizard of Oz? Or is he Fiyero and he's, like, cognizant of what's going on, and he's like, oh no, Dorothy, Elphaba's actually a good person. Like, like, what's happening there? The characters are very different, they're very different from their versions in the MGM Wizard of Oz movie. And so all this, like, recontextualizing of the Wizard of Oz kind of hurts your brain a little bit, and it's hurting my brain right now. So sorry if I'm not explaining it that well. Maybe I'll get into it later with a script or whatever. I don't know if I want to make that video. But, all this recontextualizing of the Wizard of Oz kind of hurts your brain, and it was hurting my brain in the theater. There's also kind of, like, a lot of plot holes that happen kind of because of that. And then there's also things like, what the fuck is up with this Dune planet? It's supposed to be, like, the Beyond world, but what does that mean? Where is this place? Why are Fiyero and Elphaba going there? Like, what is this place? Where did all the animals go? They clearly didn't go to the Dune planet. What happened? Did they just hang out in the tunnel for 4 days? Because this movie takes place over, like, 4 days. Like, what's going on there? Also, another thing I found weird was the weird, like, I want to call it the sex song, because I can't remember off the top of my head what the song is, but, like, they obviously, it's implied that they have sex, but, like, Elphaba's wearing, like, lingerie, and, like, Fiyero is unbuttoning his shirt, and, like, it looks like they're about to do Dead Girl Walking from Heathers. Like, it's like, the vibes are weird, the tone is just, like, it completely shifts, and then, like, it's just, like, it's so odd, it's so bizarre. What else? I thought it was really funny, like, tying back to the contextualization of Wizard of Oz, the fact that For Good is happening at the same time as Dorothy is, like, crying in the basement. Like, they're literally singing on top of Dorothy as Dorothy's, like, crying in the basement. Like, I was thinking about that the entire time while they were singing For Good, because, the camera's not being super, like, creative, and it's kind of boring to look at, so my mind wandered off, and I was like, this entire time while they're singing, Dorothy's just underneath them crying in a basement the entire time, and she's freaked out of her fucking mind because she's 12 years old and wants to go home. And then also this movie kind of, like, obviously Dorothy's a pawn in Oz's and Madame Morrible's scheme to make Elphaba look worse, but, like, poor Dorothy, man, they don't villainize her, but, like, they don't put her in, like, the most positive light. And, like, I find it kind of strange that the message of both these movies is context matters, and, like, you should, propaganda's bad, context matters, and yet we never think about, like, this movie doesn't care to think about the context behind Dorothy as a character. Like, yeah, she's being used as a pawn, but then you're also painting her in this light of, like, oh, she's just this, like, kind of evil-ish, like, she's doing all these bad things. And, like, yeah, she's doing all these bad things, but, like, she's can somebody tell this poor girl, like, what's going on? And, like, you know, it's not her fault. Like, she wanted to go home, and she doesn't know that Elphaba's not that bad of a person. But I don't know. Maybe Fiyero should have fucking told Dorothy that Elphaba's not that bad of a person. I don't know. Like, again, it hurts your brain to think about the context of Wizard of Oz and try to connect it to Wicked in any way. It's all a bunch of fan fiction, and fan fiction is very much like, you know, there's a bunch of plot holes everywhere all the time, and it's all really weird. But I think that's mostly my review. I don't know. It's like fine. It's like a 6 out of 10. It's fine. I will probably forget about Act 2, unfortunately, which I'm really sad about because I actually cried like during Act 1. Like I cried at the end of the first Wicked movie, and I was really emotionally invested in everything, and I was really hoping to feel the same way for Part 2, but unfortunately didn't feel that way. It's not like the worst movie in the world. I probably won't ever watch it again. If I ever do watch it, I'll watch it alongside Wicked Part 1 to get like a full story, probably in like a marathon setting. But yeah, not that great of a movie, but also like, you know, it's fine. It's whatever. I might make a longer video talking about more of my gripes, but honestly, writing videos is hard right now. My throat hurts. I just got done singing in a musical for like 4 nights, so I'm really tired. So sorry that I haven't been releasing videos for the past 2 months. I've been extremely busy, but now that everything's done, I should be less busy, and I will get back to writing and editing and stuff. Anyway, thanks for watching. Smiles to you.